present Peter Sallis, Barbara Windsor and Glynn Edwards in Living with Betty by Arline Whittaker, with Rosalind Knight, Simon Molloy and Diana Mather. Living with Betty.
There was a boy whose name was Jim. His friends were very good to him. They gave him tea and cakes and jam and slices of delicious ham.
Don't sit there, Harold.
Well, my sweet.
Wherever you were going to sit, you'll be in my way.
I wasn't going to sit down at all, my precious.
Then why are you hovering around in here? I'm trying to make a plum pie.
I'm looking for a piece of paper, my angel.
What sort of paper?
Well, it's just a note I made.
A note about what?
About something I was told about, my treasure.
About something you were told about? But what about?
What about what, my love?
What about what you're looking for?
Oh, that? Oh, well, I must have left it in my other jacket. I'll look upstairs.
But what is it? Sometimes I could throttle him. And to think I had my chance with Cyril Sutcliffe 40 years ago. If I'd married Cyril, I'd have been Lady Mayoress instead of Joan. She looked ridiculous wearing that big gold chain on top of her plastic mac.
Muriel? Hello. Can I come in a minute?
Of course you can, Katherine.
Oh, you're busy.
No, it's all right. I'm only making a pie. Pour yourself some coffee. It's freshly made.
Oh, lovely. I could use some. Trevor and I have spent all morning at the garden centre, and all we ended up with was some lawn fertiliser and a packet of marigold seeds. I know nothing about gardening. Here I am, the proud possessor of a packet of marigold seeds. I don't have a clue what to do with them.
Perhaps it's in the shed. Oh, hello, Katherine.
Hello, Harold.
Catherine's just bought some marigold seeds.
Marigold seeds? What on earth for?
Well, to grow marigolds.
Why else would she want marigold seeds, Harold? To grow tulips?
Well, there's no point in buying seeds at this time of the year, Katherine. You don't even have a greenhouse.
Well, I was just going to sprinkle them around the flower bed.
Oh, no, that's no use. I tell you what, give them to me and I'll plant them in seed trays for you early next year.
Next year? I was hoping to see them growing next week.
Ah, well, it's obvious to me, Katherine, that you never listen to Gardener's Question Time. You should plant seeds in seed trays. Then you prick them out and put them in little pots. Then you put them in bigger plots. And then in the spring, you plant them in your flower beds.
Oh, I don't think I've got the patience for all that, Harold.
That's another problem with garden centres. They sell you everything you need for gardening except the patience to do it.
Well, don't worry, Katherine. I'll do it all for you.
Where are you going, Harold?
Well, to the shed, my sweetness.
What for?
Well, to look for the paper I've lost.
Why would it be there?
Because it isn't anywhere else, my love.
There are some days, Katherine, when Harold is even more infuriating than normal. If Harold ever could be described as normal.
Well, it's very kind of him to offer to plant the seeds for me.
Oh, it'll give him something to do. His retirement weighs very heavily on my hands.
The manager of our main town branch is retiring next week. We're giving him a clock.
Very useful clocks.
The most charming man is taking over. And Mr. Harper. He's from Worthing.
Worthing? A very tasteful place, Worthing.
He's immaculately dressed, Muriel, and beautifully spoken.
Well, he would be. From Worthing.
He hasn't found anywhere to live yet. Must be awfully difficult to be transferred to a totally new area.
Can't the bank find him somewhere?
Not really. We don't have the facilities.
I expect he'll be bringing a wife and family too.
Oh, no. No, he isn't married. He's just looking for a place for himself. Honestly, Muriel, if we weren't stuck with Trevor's father and that Betty, he'd be the ideal tenant for our spare room.
Oh, yes. A gentleman from Worthing would fit in very well in a salubrious area like this.
It would be lovely to come home to a house with an elegant and sophisticated tenant.
Oh, yes.
Instead of opening the front door at night and finding Trevor's father sitting there in his vest, swigging beer and watching Blue Peter. I've got a horrible feeling that Bill and Betty intend to spend the rest of their lives in our spare room.
You know, at least you ought to know, for I have often told you so, that children are never allowed to leave their nurses in a crowd.
Morning, Harold. Trevor said you was looking for me.
Oh, come in, Bill. I've got something for you. At least I have, if I can find it.
What's that then?
Well, would you and Betty be interested in a flat of your own?
Are you kidding? Of course we would.
Well, I was told about one yesterday. I wrote the address down on a piece of paper, and now I can't... Oh, no, and here it is. I knew it couldn't be far. Now then, look. Sitting room, bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen going for a reasonable rent.
Oh, Betty will be over the moon.
I mean, I don't know what it's like. It might not have central heating.
Oh, that doesn't matter. I can keep my Betty warm enough.
Would you like me to ring up about it for you?
Yeah, that would be great, Harold. Can't imagine getting home at night and not having Katherine telling me I ought to be wearing a collar and tie. I mean, how many blokes do you know wear a collar and tie with a T-shirt?
I've heard her complaining about your T-shirts.
It is not up to her daughter-in-law to tell me what to wear, is it?
Well, she certainly didn't like the one you had on last weekend.
What was wrong with it?
Well, I don't think she liked the slogan, "Loose women tightened here."
Well, Kath thinks I ought to wear a three-piece pinstripe suit, you know. I mean, just think of that, Harold. A truck driver wearing a suit. I'll be laughed off the road.
I thought that once I'd retired, I wouldn't have to wear a suit again, except for funerals.
That seems reasonable.
But Muriel insists on me putting one on every Saturday night just to stop them from getting mildew.
Well, we are martyrs to women, Harold. That's the problem. Martyrs to them.
Betty doesn't nag, though, does she?
No. She is 1 in a million, my Betty. We'd be all right, her and me in a little flat, our own little love nest.
Love nest, yes. It must be nice to think of home as a love nest.
How do you think of yours, then?
Well, it could be described as clinical baroque. Devoid of all known germs.
Oh, Bill, wouldn't it be lovely? A little place of our own.
Oh, yeah. Here, have you got enough of that dovey? Most of it seems to be over on my side.
No, I'm all right, love. I'm warm enough snuggling up to you.
It's all right, me living here with Trevor and Kath when I was on my own, but it's not all right for the two of us, is it?
I came along and complicated your life, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm glad to say that you did.
There's just one problem, though, you know.
What's that, then?
Well, they need our rent, don't they, Trevor and Kath?
Yeah, they do. I hadn't thought of that.
It's not easy to find a tenant for a room in a house. People want a little flat or a bed-sitter.
Yeah, you're right there, Don. And all their budgeting's built around the fact that they've got our rent coming in. We couldn't leave them in the lurch, could we?
No. What are we going to do, Bill?
Well, one thing we're going to do is...
Oh, Bill, stop it!
Can't stop now, girl. Can't stop now.
Katherine, there's no point in going on about him. It doesn't matter if he sitteth on the right hand of God. We can't offer him our spare room.
Well, I only mentioned him, Trevor, because I met him when he was brought round all the branches to meet the staff.
I expect he'll find somewhere quite easily. Can we put the light out now? I'm losing control of my eyelids.
Did I tell you he was from Worthing?
3 times.
He wears silk ties.
Katherine, we have tenants in our spare room, and there's no question of moving them out.
Oh, no. He's singing to her again.
You have to admit, with Dad's voice, he was lucky to meet someone with a tin ear.
Mr. Harper wouldn't sing in bed.
Who knows what Mr. Harper would do in bed, especially coming from Worthing.
Hello, Muriel. Aren't these roses lovely? I want to put some in a vase.
Katherine, I've got something to tell you. Can you get a bit closer to the fence?
What is it, Muriel?
I've just overheard Harold making a phone call. I don't normally listen into his conversations, of course. But the door happened to be open. It had caught on a small wedge I'd inadvertently left in its way.
Yes, Muriel?
He was calling someone about a flat.
A flat?
A flat for Bill and Betty.
What? I mean, what? A flat for them?
Harold knows someone who knows of a flat going for a ridiculously cheap rent. Don't ask me how or where. I try to keep tabs on Harold's acquaintances, but sometimes he sneaks off to the Horticultural Society or the library and talks to people.
Well, of all the sneaky tricks.
Yes, I've had words with him about it, but
No, I
can't...
don't mean Harold, Muriel. I mean Bill and Betty. Well, they know we need the rent, and they're planning to just sneak off to some cheap flat somewhere and leave us in the lurch.
That's why I thought I ought to tell you. I mean, I don't normally poke my nose into other people's business, as you know. But there's such a thing as loyalty.
Thank you very much, Muriel. Thank you for warning me.
They're going to see it on Tuesday night.
Are they indeed? Well, I might ask someone to dinner on Tuesday night. A certain Mr. Harper from Worthing, perhaps.
What? They're planning on moving without telling us? No, Dad wouldn't do that.
Well, they're going to see a flat on Tuesday night. Muriel overheard Harold making an appointment for them.
I expect Muriel's got it wrong.
Well, I suggest we invite Mr. Harper to dinner that night. He's up here for another week getting to know the area and the branches. Then he goes back to Worthing for a couple of weeks before starting his new job. We could offer him that room with the option of...
Hold on. It could be a mistake.
It could be a mistake if we're left without a tenant. Have you seen that pile of bills in the kitchen?
Here we are, then. One small whiskey for you, Harold, and a vodka and tonic for you, Dol.
Oh, thank
Thanks,
you, Bill.
darling. You see, Harold, we can't leave them without a tenant because they need the money.
Here we are, the chance of a dream coming true, and we don't know what to do about it because of Trevor and Kath.
Well, have you mentioned it to them yet?
No, we don't like to. It sounds sort of ungrateful, doesn't it? As though we don't like being with them.
Well, I think you ought to mention it. Tactfully, of course. Give them time to look for another tenant.
Well, Betty will have to do it then. I'm no good at tact, I'm afraid, am I, darling?
No, you're not. I discovered that, Harold, just after I met Bill. I took him round to my sister's. Her little boy's only 6, and when we got there, his hamster had just died. Well, you can imagine, my sister was very upset about it, and she didn't know how to tell him. Don't worry, Bill said. I'll tell him.
Oh, that was most considerate of you, Bill.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But you know what he said to him? Here, kid, he said. You know that little rat you had? Well, it's dead.
There's no point in beating about the bush, is there?
Poor little devil cried for a week.
Yes, I see what you mean, Betty. Bill wouldn't exactly be next in line for Terry Waite's job.
I'll have a word with Kath later today.
That's a good idea, Betty. Now then, I'd better be on my way. Muriel thinks I'm tidying up the garage. As I've told you before, she doesn't believe in drinking, especially when I'm doing it.
There you are, Muriel. 1 gin and tonic with lots of ice.
This is very naughty. It's a long time since I had a drink at Sunday lunchtime. I mustn't be long, though, because Harold thinks I'm upstairs changing the beds.
I haven't seen Harold around this morning.
He's tidying up the garage.
Oh, that's useful.
Oh, yes, it would be, Katherine, but I know better than to believe it.
Oh?
I know Harold Taverner only too well. He can't fool me. I know what he's up to.
What?
He's sitting in a corner of the garage reading poetry. That's what Harold will be doing.
I don't suppose you've managed to find out more about this flat business?
No, I haven't. I don't want him to know I overheard the conversation, of course, so I can't ask him right out. And he has a way of avoiding answers that leaves me wondering if I've ever asked a question at all.
And on this inauspicious day, he slipped his hand and ran away. He hadn't gone a yard when, bang, with open jaws, a lion sprang.
Are you keeping something from me, Harold?
Keeping what from you, my sweet?
There's something you're not telling me.
Wouldn't I tell you something, my precious?
Not if you didn't want me to know.
Didn't I want you to know?
Obviously not.
Oh, perhaps it was going to be a surprise.
What was, Harold?
I don't know, my pet.
Do you know anything, Harold?
Not a lot, my sweetness, no.
Is it some sort of secret?
Is what a secret, my love?
Whatever you're not telling me.
What aren't I telling you, my angel?
Anything, Harold. You're not telling me anything.
What would you like me to tell you, my sweet?
I'd like you to tell me what's going on.
I'm just cleaning my pipe, dearest, that's all.
Cleaning a pipe? Don't do that in here, Harold. Go and do it in the shed. You know how it smells.
Yes, yes, my wondrous one.
Cleaning his pipe in the Damnation! He still hasn't told me.
You don't have to help, Katherine. I don't mind doing the washing up on my own.
Well, if I wipe a few, you'll have more space to stack.
Yeah, all right.
I was wondering if you and Bill happen to be going out at all this week.
Out?
Well, I was thinking of inviting someone to dinner on Tuesday night, and of course, if you and Bill are at home, well...
Tuesday? Well, actually, we will be out on Tuesday night, Katherine, yeah. I've been meaning to mention it, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
Well, you won't believe this.
Try me.
Well, we've heard about a flat to rent, and...
A flat?
Only a little one. Just right for Bill and me. Well, I know you and Trevor would like a bit of privacy in your married life. I mean, it's a bit of a squeeze here for all of us, isn't it? Oh, I don't mean it's a squeeze for Bill and me. I mean, it's a squeeze for you and Trevor. Having two of us here. After all, you only really intended to have Bill here, didn't you? I know it's a bit of a strain for you having me as well. So we thought, Bill and me, that the best thing we could do would be to find a place of our own. You know, just some
I think it's an excellent idea, Betty.
You do?
Certainly. It would give more stability to your relationship.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm glad you've taken it like that. We were a bit worried, you know, about leaving you without our rent coming in.
Oh, that's no problem, Betty. I know someone who would take that room like a shot. The person who'll be coming here Tuesday night, oddly enough.
Oh, yeah? Huh. That's a coincidence, isn't it?
A very charming gentleman. Very sophisticated. From Worthing.
Well, this is a jolly jaunt. I haven't quite got the hang of this gearbox yet.
Blimey, Harold. You have had this car since 1972.
Well, I'm not very technically minded.
Oh, dear, dear.
Well, it's very good of you, Harold, giving us a lift to this flat.
Oh, that's all right, Betty. I've already had a lot of fun out of the whole business.
Fun?
Well, Muriel overheard me making this appointment, and she's been trying to get me to tell her about it ever since. She wouldn't admit to listening in, of course, so she couldn't come right out and ask me. Oh, I have enjoyed myself dodging her questions. It's been like a verbal tennis match. I found it mentally stimulating.
Would it have mattered if you told her?
Oh, of course it would, Bill. I'd have missed 3 days of amusement. And when you're retired, you need all the amusement you can get.
Here, I've just figured out how Katherine managed to have a new tenant lined up and coming to dinner tonight. I thought it was too much of a coincidence. She already got it planned because Muriel had warned her about this flat before I even opened my mouth.
Well, never mind, doll. Look, we'd feel dead guilty, wouldn't we? If we pushed off, leaving them with nobody to take over the room.
Yeah.
I think we're almost there.
What? It's around here?
Well, yes, unfortunately. It's not an area I've ever been to before.
Blimey, what a dump. Even the cats and dogs go around in threes here.
Oh, never mind, love. It might be a gorgeous little flat when we get inside.
But yeah, of course it will be.
38, 40, 42. Yes, this is it.
Well, it's an interesting street.
Yeah, well, some of it is still standing.
Do you think it's safe to leave the car here at the curb?
I'm surprised the curb's still there.
Oh, it'll be all right. It's still daylight.
Well then, here we go. I've got the keys.
See, nicer front doors. You know, ones without graffiti.
Who's going first?
Blimey, don't all rush. Go on, Bill. We'll be right behind you, won't we, Harold?
Well, behind him anyway.
All right. Whew. What's that smell?
I don't know. Muriel wouldn't let a smell like this anywhere near our house. In fact, there are moments when her obsessive cleaning seems quite desirable.
The light's on a timer. There. Now let's see how long that lasts.
About 3 seconds at a rough guess.
Oh, you've got to get out of the stairs pretty fast then before it gets dark, haven't you?
With a smell like this, you don't want to hang about, even in the daylight.
It only needs adjusting. Come on, we can see well enough for now.
The smell's no better up here.
Well, this is it. I've got a Yale key for this door.
Oh! Oh, this is where it's coming from.
Oh, good Betty, somebody's died up here.
It's the smell of dampness and years of grime.
Not to mention a few panfuls of old cabbage.
Muriel would take a smell like this by the scruff of its neck and force it to surrender.
I thought you said it was furnished.
Well, I thought it was.
You couldn't leave furniture up here, it'd rot.
Don't think I like the flock wallpaper.
Flock? That's mould, Harold.
Oh, my godfathers, yes, you're right, and so many different colours, too.
Look at that pinkish stuff under the window. It's long and furry.
And the black and grey stuff makes amazing patterns.
And this wall here's got more fur than your cat, Harold.
All right, the first one brave enough to look at the kitchen gets the Victoria Cross.
Oh, cheers. I don't think the first one's going to hit the sides.
Oh, we need a drink to get that smell out of our throats.
I'm sorry, Betty, I really am. There was I thinking I was doing you a favour, and all I did was build up your hopes for nothing. I'd no idea the place was like that.
Don't worry, Harold. You did your best. Wasn't your fault that and told you the truth.
Well, yeah, that's right. Anyway, we haven't lost anything, have we?
Oh, yes, we have. Just about now, Katherine will be renting our room to some Ponzi creep from Worthing.
Blimey, I've forgotten that.
Don't stand the glasses on their rims, Trevor. It chips them. You know Mr. Harper?
No, Katherine. I don't care if he owns Worthing. I'm not having him living in this house. No, 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 no.
But I'm sure he wouldn't be that abrasive once he moved in.
No, Katherine.
He's probably rather shy.
He didn't sound very shy when he insisted he would have to have all his meals cooked for him and served in his room, and his shoes cleaned every day.
Well, he's used to living with his mother.
Well, I'm used to living with my father, and that's the way I like it.
He was wearing a beautiful suit.
So we'll rent the room to his suit, but not to him.
Well, I know he sounded a bit standoffish.
Standoffish? Bloody rude, I call it.
Language, Trevor?
When you tell someone I built these kitchen units, I expect them to look impressed. Not to adjust their glasses and say, I see you never heard of a spirit level.
He's a perfectionist.
Yeah, it's amazing how many imperfect people are.
All right then, clever clogs. You find us a tenant, because by now your father and Betty will have got themselves a flat.
Oh, damn. I've forgotten that. Well, we can't tell them we're stuck. I didn't want them to feel guilty about moving out.
Thanks for running us around tonight, Harold.
I'm just sorry it all ended so badly. Well, what are you going to tell Katherine and Trevor?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to mess them about. I mean, if they let the room to this geezer, we'll have to find somewhere else.
Here, Harold, I don't suppose Muriel would...
No, Betty, I don't think she would.
No, silly question. Night, Harold.
Good night. His father, who was self-controlled, bade all the children round attend to James's miserable end, and always keep a hold of nurse for fear of finding something worse.
Harold, is that you?
Of course, my sweetness.
And where have you been till this time of night?
For fear of finding something worse.
So, how was it then?
Well, it was sort of...
Yes, it was very, sort of...
interesting.
Yes, that's it, interesting.
Interesting. You mean it was a nice flat?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it certainly had, it had...
Potential.
Yeah.
Potential for what?
For catching pleurisy, I'd say.
For what?
For someone to...
Grow mushrooms.
Grow mushrooms?
Is there an echo now?
Just your father's joke, Trevor. It needs a bit more doing to it than we thought, that's all. It's not a problem. So, anyway, how did you get on? What was he like, this bloke from Worthing?
Oh, he's very cultured, isn't he, Trevor?
Oh, yes, a real pearl.
Very knowledgeable about art and literature.
And anything else anyone might mention.
He's very widely travelled.
Unfortunately, he keeps coming back.
You didn't like him then?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that exactly.
So, all sorted out then? Everybody happy?
Yes, certainly. Everybody happy.
Well, when does he want to move in, then this bloke?
Oh, not for weeks.
Weeks and weeks. He's in no hurry.
But you want to move out as soon as you can, I suppose. Settle into your own little place. No more sharing kitchens and bathrooms.
Well, there's no rush, is there, doll?
Oh, no.
We don't want to leave you with no rent coming in.
Oh, you mustn't worry about us, Dad. Don't lose a nice flat for our sakes.
Oh, these things take time, Trevor. Can't rush headlong into anything at our age.
No good rushing.
How marvellous. To sink into bed knowing we'll still have some rent coming in next week.
Sometimes, Trevor, I think we pay a very high price for their rent.
In Living with Betty, Peter Sallis was Harold, Barbara Windsor was Betty, and Glynn Edwards was Bill. Rosalind Knight was Muriel, and Trevor and Katherine were played by Simon Molloy and Diana Mather. Living with Betty was written by Arline Whittaker and produced in Manchester by Mike Craig.